Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. How are you? Come on in, come on in. I'm going to be dealing with a topic. Um, how do I say this? This can be very challenging, and that's the reason why I'm doing it, because every now and then we really get difficult buyers. This actually came up in one of my groups, which is why I'm streaming on it because it is a topic that needs to be addressed. I mean, thankfully, most of our buyers are great. So come on in, say hello, let me know that you can hear me. Hi, Sharon, how are you? Um, but every now and then, again, the vast majority of eBay buyers are fantastic, right? But every now and then you get a real stinker. Um, this can happen to you if you're new. Don't think you're being singled out. It can also happen to you at any, any time across your eBay selling life. I'm actually thinking of one, and I'll share a little more about it a couple of years ago. I mean, really awful, belligerent, mean, cruel, horrible comments went on for a long time, which sadly, when you go through something like that is how you learn about it. Hi, Angie, how are you? So this is what I wanted to say first is, in our daily lives, even with everything that's going on, we may deal with somebody being very belligerent or very sort of in your face or very sort of accusatory. And I know for myself, of course, my throat is going out. It's been a long day. Hang on a second. I'm drinking peppermint tea. Um, you walk away, you diffuse. And sometimes that's easier to do in person than it is when you're dealing with messenger chat, a chat function. And first of all, by the way, if you are dealing with a difficult buyer, please always keep your messages in eBay messages. Don't, every now and then somehow they'll discover um, your email or something, do not respond. Or if you do, just copy and paste their message, put it in eBay messages and respond in eBay messages. And the reason you want to do that is if for some reason you need to involve eBay customer service, everything has to be in eBay messages because they have to be able to track what went on. But I know, I mean, if you don't know, I'm here in New York City. And I actually saw, this was like, gosh, I think a couple of years ago, I actually saw two people fight over a parking place. That's one of those things where people joke about it and it's in the movies. And I actually saw two people, yeah, the one guy did punch the other guy. I mean, it was over a parking place. So, and we've all seen it. We've seen people go ballistic. We've seen people just go off. Um, it happens, okay? And we've dealt with it ourselves. But as a seller, it's another thing. So, first of all, when you're selling, and whether you're a new seller or you're a more experienced seller, just to know sometimes, hi, Timothy, how are you? Hey, Ladors. Sometimes we get, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, sometimes you just get dopey questions, right? Like it's a eBay shirt and you have it in the title. It's a size medium. What color is this? This is like a maroon. And they'll say, is that an eBay shirt? Is that a size medium? Or what size is it? And it's in the title, it's in the item specifics, and it's in the description. You put it all three places. Um, the temptation with something like that is, hello, don't you read, right? And it's like, just breathe because we've all done it. I know I have, right? You walk right by, the store. I've done this in New York. I walk right by the store. I'm half a block away and I'll ask somebody, oh, where is blah, blah, blah. And literally I just walked by it. So yeah, people look at it and they just completely miss the size. They miss the color. They miss the brand. They miss the fabric content. They miss whatever, they'll say, is that new? And you've clearly, indicated that it's not new. Is just breathe. Again, as sometimes we don't read. And yes, sometimes people just like to ask questions, but just respond. Um, I know of several seller friends, and I've done this too, is um, you can cut and paste. Like if it's right there in the description, just cut and paste the answer, to their question and just put it in and respond it. And again, remember, always keep your messages in eBay messages. You can also say, It's in the title and the item specifics and the description. And yes, it is a size medium. But again, say it in a nice way. You're not trying to be snide or snippy. Again, remember just customer service. I'm here to serve. I'm here to take care of you. Um, that kind of thing. Even though, and sometimes they'll ask again, is it really a medium? Can you double check the label? I had this happen to me once. And you know what? I did. I went and I looked at the label. It doesn't take that much time. And I responded. So if it's something that's like a little aggravating, it's just breathe and answer. And if it's something, it's whatever, just breathe and answer, cut and paste. Now, this is one thing I'm trying to remember because I know I had this happen a couple of years ago on an item. If you're, length of top. I found this happen typically on plus size clothing, but it's also happened on regular size clothing. They wanted to know the length. This was on a sort of like a tunic top. And I realized it's because they wanted to see where it was going to hit them, whether it's going to hit it with hip, whether it's going to cover your butt. I understood. I was like, this makes a lot of sense, right? So from then on, because I got this question like 3 times in a row, is for, sort of more flowy, tunicky type tops, I always put the length. It's also a good thing to do on jackets. Because again, what they're trying to figure out is it hitting me at the waist? Is it hitting me at the hips or covering my butt? Some people are shorter, so it's going to go longer. Some people are taller. You know what I mean? So that's why questions like that are going to come up. And if on a specific style or item or whatever it is, you're getting the same question over and over and over, which for me was this one style top. I got the question 3 times in a row. You know what? Edit the item and put it in. Because what it means is people are interested. They want to know that information. And the other thing is, because I'm going to pick on Ladoris because she's right here. Ladoris actually clicked contact seller and asked me a question. How many people looked at the listing, were interested, but couldn't be bothered to contact the seller and ask? And I lost those sales. Okay. So if you're getting a question, and that's another thing is if you're getting the question like some kind of measurement that you think is slightly weird measurement, maybe they want a measurement around the neck, maybe they want a measurement, from the shoulder to the length of the sleeve because they want to know maybe, they have a tattoo they want to cover up or something, I don't know, or a mole is, if you're consistently getting that question, just put it in the description. Or even if you get it once, like the length of the sleeve, and you have to go and measure it, just put it in the description, right? Because now you won't have to get that question again. And again, people might be going right by. They may not know they can contact the seller or they can't be bothered to contact the seller. And I lost the sale because I didn't have the information on the item that they wanted. Okay. So that's the people that are sort of asking dopey questions, or I'm getting a repetitive question and I need to learn from that question and change my listing to make sure that I get the sale, right? Then you get the buyers that are really, really awful. Okay. And it can come in a couple different ways. It can come in they're accusing you, item not as described. They're trying to get a discount. A lot of different things that can happen. But you're having, and they really come at you full tilt. And it's not like they're being slightly snide. I mean, it's full tilt, very aggressive, very rude, can be using some really vile language. I mean, and I had one of these a couple of years ago. So first thing when it happens is, and it's so hard because you have to read it because it's a message. It's like, I have to read this because I have to know how to help my customer. Is immediately when you have somebody who's being really, really aggressive with you and really awful, is you report the buyer and you block them. Okay, so that's done. The problem is typically these people, they're not asking a question before they're buying. And again, every now and then you'll get people that are just really over the top in their questions. And that's absolutely fine to block that person so they cannot purchase with you. Every now and then you just go, this person's just really creepy. I do not want to sell to them. That's fine. That hasn't, don't, maybe once that's happened. But again, different items that you sell can sort of attract different kinds of people. So anyway, you get somebody and they are, they have the item, they're accusing you of item not as described, they're trying to twist things around to get a free return when you don't offer free returns, or they want the item completely free and they refuse to return it, which typically, in order to give a refund or whatever, is they have to return it. That is eBay policy, by the way. They're claiming the item arrived damaged. They won't give you pictures. I had this, and because there's been some late shipping lately, and that's actually what my problem was with my buyer. This is a couple of years ago. The item got stuck in customs. It was actually a non-US sale, and it wasn't global shipping or eBay International Standard Delivery. It was regular shipping, and it was stuck in customs. I mean, you could see from the delivery route that it was in customs. So either the buyer was refusing to go pick it up or they were taking their time processing it. I do not know. But literally 3 to 5 times a day, this person was just attacking me because they didn't have their item. So report buyer because he'd already bought something with me. And that's what we're going to talk about. If they've bought with you, so there's a transaction, they have access to you. You cannot stop the messages. Okay. So you got to listen to it. I report it to eBay immediately and I block it. This was before the restrictions as far as it's more difficult to get a hold of customer service on the phone, but it can be done. You can request a callback. I did call eBay because this person was so over the top and was so abusive. And I just said, what on earth do I do? And they really said, you got to show up for it until it's done. It was an expensive item. I was not going to refund it to get rid of this guy. It did eventually go through. It did eventually arrive. Did he leave me negative feedback? Yes, left me negative feedback. And because there was this long conversation of really vile language, I had no problem getting it removed. So just let you know too on that, if you get what's called feedback extortion, and you can Google that, eBay is very clear. Like if somebody says, if you don't give me $5, I'm going to give you negative feedback, that's feedback extortion. So you have somebody, they're really over the top, they're really awful, they keep messaging you. And you have a transaction with them, so they're going to keep messaging you, is you don't need to answer every message. I know it's hard, but let it go. If you've answered once or twice politely, like please return the item, I'm sorry you're not happy, whatever your response is, you don't have to talk anymore. So that is one thing. Or perhaps answer every 5th or 10th message. If you have somebody like my buyer who was literally bombarding me daily, at least 5 messages a day, and this went on for over a week. So you don't need to answer every single one. And that's very, very hard. Do not attack back. That just makes it worse. Plus, if and when you need to go to eBay as far as any kind of feedback removal, you want it on your side that it is very, very clear that you are professional, that you are polite, that you are fine. It can be really, it hurts. I mean, it really hurts. So, talk to a seller friend. Talk to a seller friend. Talk to somebody who'll listen and just say, I really have this awful person. Just somebody that will just listen, because sometimes that's all we need. And then it's over. And then you've dealt with either feedback extortion, they do begrudgingly return it, whatever the item is. But this is what I want to point out to you. So you've blocked them and you've reported them. And eBay does look at reported buyers. And I have heard sometimes people go, eBay doesn't pay any attention. They do. I've had conversations with their trust team. They do. Now, they are not going to tell you what they do because there's all kinds of legality involved. I'm sure you can think about that. But they do. And if somebody is a repeated offender, actions are taken. So if you have somebody abusive, just to help other sellers out, do report them. Okay. But they're blocked from buying from you, but they are not blocked from messaging you after the transaction's over. And this is what I want to bring up, because you have to take action on the eBay site to block them from messaging you. And I love you guys, but I'm not showing you my account. This is how you do it, because I actually went through and did it. So you're going to log into your eBay. And I have an eBay store, so mine might look a little different if you don't have a store. And if you don't have a store, it's called what's called a consumer account. And what you want to do, like when I'm on eBay, and I do everything eBay on my computer, is you are on eBay in the upper left-hand corner. It will say, hi, with your name. And there's a drop-down menu. Okay, so hi, with your name, drop-down menu, and you're going to click, it says account settings. And right underneath that, it says sign out. So you click account settings. And then you're going to see a bunch of information for you about your account. On the right, it will say account preferences. Okay. You want to click site preferences. Site preferences is great, by the way. If you've never taken a look at your site preferences, it's well worth taking a look at. It's basically everything about what you allow and don't allow on your eBay account. So take a look at that. Scroll down, and what you're looking for, and this could be, confusing, you do not want managed communication with buyers, which is an important tab, and do look at it, but this is not for dealing with bad buyers. What you want to look at is buyer requirements. Okay? It says block buyers who, and you can do whatever. And then you also want to, hang on a second. Maybe I'm wrong. Hang on a second. Let me just do buyer requirements, click. Yes, that's, it took me a while. So it's confusing. So it's buyer requirements. To the right, there's a little edit button. Click it. When you click the little edit button, it will give you your block buyer list. It gives you a buyer exemption list, buyer requirements, in case you want to set up requirements. And then there is a toggle. And you have to toggle it on, saying, don't allow blocked buyers to contact me. Okay. So when you have a really, really horrendous buyer, you block them, you report them. They can still message you while there's a transaction with them. Okay. Figure out how you want to deal with it. If you want to completely ignore them, answer every 5th message, every 10th, whatever you want to do, figure out what is best for you. Breathe. It absolutely hurts. If somebody, I remember, I was like, it was just awful. But anyway, to make sure that that person cannot come in and message you, because they can do this and start to get really over the top, you have to go into your site preferences, buyer requirements, and toggle that they cannot, that anybody you've blocked, so it's anybody that's on your blocked buyer list, they cannot message you. Okay. And again, thankfully, most of the buyers are absolutely superb. They're just the best. You get the sweetest messages. And other times, you might have somebody, item not subscribed, or they're upset about something. And that if you message back and forth, I know I've had one, we're coming off the holidays. But again, oftentimes if you just dial on, I've got an international shipping thing where it's an attempted delivery and the person hasn't gotten it. So I shut off some emails. I talked to customer service. It took like 15, 20 minutes to figure this out, and got a response to give to my buyer where they said it was an attempted delivery. And they said, no, they didn't attempt the delivery. But the buyer was really nice. They're just inquiring about the package. They just want an answer. A lot of us have had delayed packages over the holidays. And I find a lot of them, I just say, I've put something in, I'm inquiring about it, I'm keeping track of it, and they're fine. You know what I mean? Yes, the package takes 3 weeks to get to them. Normally it should only take 3 or 4 days, but they're fine because you communicated with them. And sometimes they even come at you a little harshly and you go, listen, I'm so sorry. USPS is just really messed up right now. I've put an inquiry for you. It's on its way. And by answering and by being nice, a lot of times people just calm down. But for the ones that don't, block buyer and then block, once the transaction's over, that they cannot message you. Okay. On a nicer topic, I am doing your best eBay sales season ever boot camp. It's going to run January 11th through 17th. Let me pull it up. It's on my website. So you're going to want to hop over to I Love to Be Selling. It is totally free. It's going to be a week long. Literally, you're going to have a week long class with me. And we're going to talk about, 2021, things to be aware of, things that are going to be coming at us, because it's definitely going to be an interesting year, just like this past year was. Hang on a second. Let me show you how to do this. So you hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com. You're going to see your best eBay sales season ever. Here we are, Kickstart your best eBay sales year ever. And you're going to click it. And then all you got to do is just fill it in, send it. You'll get invited to the free Facebook group. Again, this year is going to be full of surprises. It is. And I'm here to help equip you so that you can be ready. I got a cha-ching, yay. You can absolutely flourish. You will absolutely have the path to shining sales success for 2021. Again, it's week long, totally free. I'll be live streaming just with the boot camp. So you do need to join. And then doing Q&A sessions. So if you have questions about any of the material that I'm covering, I will answer them personally. I will be with you all week in the groups. You get to work with me one-on-one, get questions answered, get your sales going. And if your sales are going great, let's get them going even better. And again, if your sales are going great, you might be going, you know what, Kathy, I'm having the best year ever, but it's taking too much time. I've got ideas for you on that too, so that you're not working 12, 14, 16-hour days. So hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and sign up. You're going to click this tab, Kickstart your best eBay sales year ever for free. And that's going to land you right on the sign up. Here, let me show that to you. Right on the sign up. Did I do that? Here we go. Does it show? No, because it popped to another screen. So hang on a second. I will show you that so you know what you're looking for. Because sometimes it's like, Kathy, what am I looking for? But so much fun. We've got like close to 200 people. This is going to be so much fun. I think this is it. So hang on a second. Yes, Kickstart your eBay sales year ever for free. And it's on my Facebook business page. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see it there. But come. We're closing in on 200. And again, week long, January 11th through 17th. Tons and tons and tons of sales tips that you will love, love, love. And I'm also going to be covering social media, which is a great way to get traffic in. One thing that is going on, if you're not aware of this, because you have so many brick and mortars that are shut down, is you've got more competition than ever if you're an eBay seller. I was actually talking to a very successful consignment seller today about that. More competition than ever, no matter what your category is. And there's ways to stand out. And I'll give you some quick social media tips that can help you to get traffic to your items, because that's what you're going to want. But come join me. It'll be loads and loads and loads of fun. Great, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye.